Josh Duggar's prison demoted. What does it mean for his family? Now Josh Duggar's prison status has been changed. This development, described in official terms as a status demotion, carries deeper implications, not just for him, but for the family he's left behind and the fragile public image the Duggars continue to navigate. To understand the current state of affairs, it's important to clarify what a prison demotion means in practical terms. In the federal prison system, inmates are classified under different security and behavior-based levels. These levels determine everything from their daily privileges to their access to work programs, visitation, and communication rights. A demotion typically suggests a downgrade in behavior evaluation, meaning the inmate has either broken rules, failed to comply with protocols, or shown behavior deemed unsuitable for more lenient settings. Sources close to the situation confirm that Josh Duggar, who is serving a sentence at a federal correctional institution, has faced disciplinary action in recent months. While the specifics have not been disclosed publicly, the consequences are now evident: a reduction in his institutional status. This could involve being moved to a more restrictive environment within the same facility or losing access to certain programs he may have been part of. The change is significant, as it suggests a reversal of any prior progress he might have made in his rehabilitation journey. For Josh's family, especially his wife Anna Duggar and their 7 children, the news lands as yet another weight in an already burdened life. Anna, who has stood by Josh since his arrest and conviction, continues to shoulder the responsibilities of parenting alone while raising their children in a tightly scrutinized environment. Public interest in the Duggar family has never truly waned, and each development involving Josh tends to spark renewed debate, criticism, and concern. Privately, Anna has remained mostly silent. Her public appearances have diminished, and her social media presence has all but disappeared. Those close to her suggest she is emotionally drained, struggling to reconcile her loyalty to her husband with the ongoing reality of his imprisonment. Now, with Josh's prison status worsening, the emotional and logistical strain on her household is likely to intensify. Simple things like phone calls, video visits, or even scheduled in-person meetings may become less frequent, cutting off vital lines of connection between father and children. The Duggar parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, have also remained quiet on the matter, at least in the public eye. Once at the forefront of family unity and Christian representation on television, the couple now maintains a low profile. Some observers interpret their silence as a conscious decision to avoid fueling media coverage. Others view it as a silent retreat from the values they once so proudly shared with the world. Regardless of their motivation, their eldest son's ongoing troubles continue to cast a long shadow over the family name. Inside the broader Duggar circle, reactions to Josh's status change have been mixed. Some of his siblings have publicly distanced themselves from him following his conviction. They've used their platforms to advocate for child protection, justice, and personal healing, signals that they're choosing different paths from the one they grew up on. Yet, within the deeply religious structure of the Duggar family, navigating forgiveness, accountability, and familial bonds is no simple task. Josh's demotion also brings to light the complex emotional dynamic of family loyalty versus public accountability. For a family so deeply associated with moral teaching, the ongoing crisis around Josh places them in a position where silence may be interpreted as complicity, and any gesture of support toward Josh could alienate supporters and critics alike. Outside the family circle, legal analysts note that prison demotions can be the result of a variety of infractions. These might include possession of contraband, failure to follow orders, altercations with other inmates, or even violations of digital communication rules. While the Bureau of Prisons typically does not release detailed explanations for disciplinary actions, patterns suggest such measures are rarely taken lightly. The longer-term consequences of this demotion could also extend beyond Josh's prison term. Inmate behavior and classification levels often affect parole eligibility, access to rehabilitation programs, and readiness for re-entry into society. Should Josh serve out his full sentence without access to such programs, it could hamper his eventual reintegration, especially into a society that already views him through a highly critical lens. There's also the matter of financial strain. The Duggar family's wealth, once bolstered by reality TV fame, book deals, and speaking engagements, is not infinite. With their flagship show off the air and several endorsements lost in the aftermath of Josh's scandals, resources may be stretched thin. Raising 7 children without a primary income earner is no small task, and with added restrictions on prison communications, Anna may find herself increasingly isolated. It's not just emotional resilience she's tasked with, it's a full-scale operational responsibility. From schooling to healthcare to emotional support, she carries it all. And now, the prospect of fewer interactions with Josh adds a deeper layer of solitude to her already challenging role. Observers and longtime followers of the Duggar family are divided in their response to the latest development. Some express sympathy for Anna and the children, recognizing that they are not responsible for Josh's actions, yet must endure the fallout. Others remain critical of the family's earlier responses to allegations and legal proceedings, believing more accountability was needed from the start. What's undeniable is that the Duggar family remains in a state of redefinition. As some siblings seek independence and build families of their own, others remain closely aligned with their upbringing. But with each new development in Josh's legal story, the family is forced to reckon, again and again, with the legacy of one member's decisions. Meanwhile, the broader public continues to watch with mixed emotions: curiosity, concern, frustration, even compassion. The Duggar name has been part of American pop culture for nearly 2 decades, symbolizing everything from traditional family values to the complexities of modern-day faith in public life. But as the chapters grow darker, the questions grow louder. How does a family recover from scandal? Where does forgiveness end and accountability begin? And in this specific case, what does Josh Duggar's prison demotion really mean for the future of a family still under intense scrutiny? Only time will offer concrete answers. But for now, one thing is clear: the journey ahead for Josh Duggar's family is neither simple nor predictable. His status change within the prison system is more than a bureaucratic adjustment. It is a symbol of a continuing fall, a reminder of consequences, and a test of resilience for those who must carry on in his absence. In closing, while Josh faces the consequences of his actions behind bars, the real story is unfolding outside those walls. In the quiet resilience of his wife, in the innocence of his children, and in the hard choices his family continues to make every day. Whether this demotion marks a turning point or just another stop on a difficult road remains to be seen. But for those watching closely, it's a reminder that justice is never isolated, and its impact echoes far beyond the walls of any prison. Thanks for watching.